And there is nothing worse than having to tell that person, I'm so sorry, I messed up your booking, you can't stay here. I think when it comes to challenges, it's always a mental thing. So it's always often coming back to work that you thought was finished, or you've made a mistake and you've got to swallow your pride to overcome it. So the few examples I can think of, and like I said, we've all made mistakes. So things like recently I was producing like a document, and when I was copying and pasting the text over, there was a formatting issue. And the superscript, when you get the small little numbers that refer to a source that's been quoted, they didn't come across, and they were just regular numbers. So a date read as 2030. That's what it should have been with a little number one. It was 20,301. And that was something I totally missed. The whole team had missed it. But the feeling of the potential, the client it was being presented to pointing it out was awful. And it was absolutely my mistake. I should have done it. And in those situations, you have to own it, and you have to accept that this is horrible. The pain and awkwardness and the fallout means it will never happen again. And we had an incident in the hotel which we called the Sakova incident. And now the Sakova incident happened in August. And what this was when we were doing the booking system at the time, we were still writing stuff down. And you would take a booking on the phone, you'd write it out, fill out the form, and email the people. And it was quite basic, but it worked for everyone. I didn't want to upgrade just yet. And I took a booking for these two girls from Croatia in the name of Sakova in August, and I didn't write it in the book. So in August, you get booked up really quickly. So when they turned up and they said, oh, we've got a room booked, I was like, no, you're not in the book. And they're like, no, we have. Checked the email. And it was true. I'd sent them an email and I hadn't written them in the book, and they were booked into the room. And there was nothing worse than having to tell that person, I'm so sorry, I messed up your booking, you can't stay here. So not only are they're so annoyed at you, they're furious. You've got to refund them. And I had to pay for their taxi. I had to find another hotel, which meant I had to phone up all the other hotels. Now in August, everywhere's booked. So it's really hard and it's really humiliating, because you've got to phone up and say, hi, I made a mistake. Have you got a room? And all the rooms that are left are going to be horrible. So eventually I did find a room. It was not too bad, and I paid for the room and their taxi, and it cost me over £200 out of my own pocket to fix that. The fear of having to talk to them face to face and deal with that was horrible. But after that, we changed the entire booking system from then on. It was like, I'm not going to let that happen again, because that was horrible, and it helped me to evolve and improve the business. And it's the same with like design. Because we've missed this typo, now I'm going to hire a proofreader. And I don't care, that's going to be standard. And I'm going to say to the client, you need to get a proofreader every time. And I know they're going to not like it, but this points out exactly why. So I think whenever you're faced with a mistake or overcoming it, you've got to somehow be able to go again and find the energy to kind of accept it and just get over it and go, it's horrible, but it will be better. And I can just work through it. And this is often if you do lots of work and the client hates it, or you're on a project and it's dragging on for ages, being able to kind of disconnect and just go, fine, I'm going to do it. And then try and find a way of seeing the positive. So the positive of me messing up that booking is that it would never happen again. I was able to kind of show good leadership in front of the team and admit my own mistakes. And it was a better thing. We never had those double mistakes again. Like I said, it improved our process. So that's a positive thing. If I'm doing a project and I've got to think, well, it will be finished soon, I probably won't have to work with this client again. I might get myself a treat afterwards to get through it. But again, it's this thing of half of the problem is because we're emotionally attached to the project. So we've either invested a lot of time, or we feel attacked when it goes wrong, or responsible. And it's natural to get defensive and to make excuses. But in reality, the sooner we can admit it and go, look, do you know what? I screwed up there. I'm so sorry. I will fix it. Then that's fine. And that's often most people. And again, I've had this when people come to the hotel angry about something. And of course, you do occasionally get double bookings, or people turn up when it's the wrong day. There's always mistakes. But if you go and try and make excuses to justify the mistake, they go even more cross. But if you go, I'm so sorry, it's a mistake, I promise I'll fix it, I will do whatever it takes to make it right, most people are pretty forgiving, because everyone makes mistakes. So I do think that the best thing you can do is kind of find a way to admit the mistake fast, accept it unemotionally and work out, okay, how do we fix it? Let's get it done out the door, fixed as soon as possible and put behind us. And then let's celebrate the fact that that's been solved. And we move on and we adjust our process and how we do stuff so it won't ever happen again. Same as getting a parking ticket. There's no point fighting it. The best thing is to just pay it immediately, throw it away and say to yourself, don't ever do that again. And you won't do it.